Today's topic is international liquidity, which is one of the subtopics of your fifth chapter, International Financial Institutions. Let's know more about international liquidity. International liquidity is the part of concept of international finance. International liquidity is foreign currency or gold in the reserve of any country. International liquidity refers to the availability of internationally acceptable means of payments. It comprises of all types of generally acceptable assets available to the countries for financing the deficits in their international balance of payments. International liquidity means international reserves. See, international reserves include official holdings of gold, foreign exchange, SDRs, reserve position in IMF. So, international liquidity is nothing but international reserve, and it includes gold, foreign exchange, SDRs, reserve position. So, international liquidity consists of all types of assets which will help the countries to finance and set aside their deficits in international balance of payments. So therefore international liquidity is very important. What is the composition of international liquidity? Under the present international monetary system, the main components of international liquidity are. So, what are the components or what is the composition of international liquidity means? First one, IMF trench positions, which represents the drawing potential of the members. Members means member countries. Trench position means the quota position, the total quota available for the member countries, also which helps the member countries to use that quota when they want to set aside their deficits in international balance of payments. So their quota positions also is important composition of international liquidity. Then it consists of special drawing rights, dollar reserves of countries other than USA, sterling reserves of countries other than USA, and gold reserve. See, gold reserve is one of the component of international liquidity, and there are two other key currencies which are a part of international liquidity, which is dollar reserve and sterling reserve. Sterling pound reserve and dollar reserve are two key currencies which consists which is included in international liquidity. Apart from that, the SDRs of IMF and the trench position, the quota position of the members. So all this together will be the composition of international liquidity. This international liquidity is facing different types of problems. See, international liquidity is facing various types of problems, I told you. See, the problem of international liquidity is concerned with the imbalances in the demand for and supply of international liquidity. See, liquidity is domestic liquidity. You know how important it is if a organization has to function. Likewise, international liquidity also is equally important if international trade system has to function. Okay, without liquidity, trade cannot take place, business cannot take place. How important domestic liquidity is, likewise international liquidity is also very important to carry on financial system smoothly. Domestic liquidity is required in an organization to carry on its financial function smoothly. Likewise, international liquidity is required in international levels to carry on its international trade system smoothly. Okay, but this international liquidity is facing some problems. What are those problems? We will just check out in our future slides. See, the problem of international liquidity is concerned with the imbalances in the demand for and supply of international liquidity. International liquidity shortage, that is when the demand exceeds the supply, leads to recession in the world economy. On the contrary, international liquidity surplus, that is supply exceeds the demand, it tends to have inflationary impact on the international economy. See, solution to the problem of international liquidity relates to the attempts to ensure that there exists neither a liquidity shortage nor a liquidity surplus. The international liquidity should play a neutral role of lubricating international trade and the payments mechanism without generating destructive forces of its own. Okay, so that is mainly what the international liquidity has to do. See, when there is proper balance of international liquidity in international arena, then the international trade carries on smoothly. But if there is international surplus, when the supply is more than the demand for it, then inflationary problems crops in. If there is international shortage, if there is international liquidity deficit, then that means the demand is more and the supply is less. So this will lead to recession in the world economy. So therefore, international liquidity has to be balanced and it should act as a lubricant to accelerate international trade alone. Instead, if there is excess of internal liquidity, it is not good, nor if there is deficit also, it is not good for international trade. But presently, the liquidity problem has two aspects, quantitative and qualitative. See, the quantitative aspect relates to the problem of adequacy of international liquidity. The qualitative aspect relates to the nature and composition of international reserve. So, presently, we are facing two types of international problems relating to international liquidity. One is the quantitative aspect and another is the qualitative aspect. Quantitative is relating to adequacy of international liquidity. Qualitative is relating to the nature and composition of international reserves for liquidity. So little more we will know about the quantitative and qualitative aspects. See, quantitative aspect, the major problem is in maintaining an international economic relation. The qualitative aspect of the problem of international reserves. It is generally feared that in future there is likely to arise a shortage of international liquidity. So maintaining international economic relation with all the member countries and with regarding to the overall international trade, we can find that there will be a shortage of international liquidity in future. So that is one of the quantitative aspects problem which is to be handled very urgently. Then there is no guarantee that the present international monetary system will automatically provide an increase in the supply of international liquidity over the years to finance the expanding volume of international trade and payments. See, the first problem which under quantitative aspect we are facing is there is a prediction that the international liquidity will become a deficit or there will be a shortage in international liquidity in future. When there is international liquidity, there is no guarantee that the IMF will be able to pump in much more liquidity into the international trade system to carry on the international trade smoothly. It will not, IMF will not be in a position to increase the international liquidity. So that is also one of the issue which is very problemsome, which has to be tackled. See, why there is this shortage means The total quantity of international reserves under the present international monetary system is going to be extremely inadequate for the world's future needs. That's what it has been predicted. So whatever the international reserves that is there with IMF, which will bring international liquidity, it is not going to be sufficient to meet the inadequate need of the world in future. Okay, that is what is being predicted. So this inadequacy fear is the logical outcome of the slow growth of gold reserve in relation to the rate of increase in international trade and transactions and expanding international payments. See, why this fear of shortage of international liquidity has cropped up means because the composition of international liquidity, as you know, is with regarding to gold and key currencies, which includes dollar and pound sterling. Okay, but the growth of gold reserve in relation to the increase in international trade is less. The gold growth reserve is less when compared to international trade's growth. When there is international trade growing or expanding, there will also be expansion of international payments. If you have to make international payments, you have to also have increase in the liquidity or increase in the reserve of international reserve also has to be increased. But since there is slow growth of gold, your international reserve is not increasing, which will be used for payments, but your trade is increasing, therefore your international payments are increasing. Okay, so it is increasing, but to pay it off, your reserve, international reserve, is not increasing because there is slow growth of gold. So this is one which is bringing imbalance in international liquidity. See, that's what it has been mentioned here. The present payment system is essentially gold exchange standard. See, the gold base on which this payment systems is based cannot increase by more than 2% per annum on an average. Okay, so your gold base cannot increase above 2% per annum on an average. The gold reserve can increase by 2%, but the rate of increase of gold reserve is considerably less than the rate of increase in the volume of international payments. It has been estimated that the volume of international trade and resulting payments has been expanding at more than double the rate of gold reserve expansion, that is 5.8% per annum. Your gold reserve is increasing by 2%, but your international trade is increasing by 5.8% per annum. That is, it is double the rate of increase of gold. So when your international trade increases, your payments also will increase. So your reserve is not increasing, but the payments are increasing. To pay that, you don't have reserve, and therefore we tell there is quantitative problem with regarding to international liquidity. So that's what they are continuing with the explanation, telling that even taking gold and foreign exchange together, even taking gold and foreign exchange means the currencies, dollar currency and the pound sterling currency. If you take those two currencies and the gold also, the reserve with the monetary authorities of the countries who have joined the IMF have been growing at the rate of about 2 to 3%. Currencies and gold reserve, if you add together also, it is increasing by 2 to 3% per annum, while trade between them has been growing twice as fast. But the trade is increasing double. So since it is increasing double, your reserve is not increasing, with the help of which you have to make payments. There is inadequacy. Demand has increased, but the supply of international liquidity has decreased. Okay, so this we tell is the quantitative problem faced in international liquidity issues, with regarding to international liquidity issues. Now we'll look at the qualitative aspect. See, in its qualitative aspect, The problem is related to the use of dollar and sterling as reserve components. For quantitative, you can talk about gold. Here it is with regarding to currencies. Two key currencies in international liquidity is dollar currency and pound sterling currency. So the problem is related to the use of dollar and sterling as reserve components. Since we are using these two key currencies as our reserve components, that is also creating problems with regarding to international liquidity that you can discuss under qualitative aspect. See, the US dollar and the pound sterling are the principal reserve currencies, you know by now, or we call it as key currencies because of their role as the major trading currencies for carrying out a large number of international trade and investment transactions. Why we call them as key currencies means for carrying on international trade and investment transactions internationally and globally, all countries use these two key currencies. Therefore, we call them as key currencies, and it has become a part of international liquidity, or international reserve includes these two key currencies. See, in the composition of international liquidity, we now find that gold and dollar plus sterling key currencies are the major components. We know that. But since gold cannot be increased very much, the requirements of growing international reserves may be sought to be met by increasing the supply of key currencies. So, international reserves or international liquidity consists of gold and two key currencies. Since gold cannot be increased, its average increase is 2%, we came to know. So, since it cannot be increased more, the requirement, the liquidity can be increased by increasing the requirement of currency. Okay, by increasing the currency, with the help of currency, we have to increase our international liquidity, isn't it? So we have to meet that demand by increasing the supply of key currencies. Now, the process of increasing the reserve currency. So, see, dollar holding means, suppose we will increase, since we cannot increase gold, if we are increasing the key currency called dollar holdings. Okay, means creating balance of payment deficits in the reserve currency center country America. See, when we are increasing the currencies, when other countries, since they cannot increase gold, they want reserve, isn't it? International reserve to pay off their international payments. Since they cannot increase gold, what they do is they buy dollar. They buy dollar and increase their international reserve. So by buying dollar and by accumulating dollars, when other countries and all buy dollars and accumulate and increase their reserve, what will be the problem with America is they will be facing deficit in balance of payments because their currency is purchased by all other countries and blocked by all other countries. So when it is so, what will happen is they themselves will face deficit in balance of payments. That is, their output means their payments will increase, their international payments will increase, but they will have lack of dollar, their own currency, to pay off the payments. Okay, so when outputs are more and inputs are less, there will be in deficits in international balance of payments. Okay, so now America itself, because other countries are blocking, are increasing their reserve by buying dollars, the key currency country America itself is facing deficit in international balance of payments. Okay, see, this precise situation leads to the confidence problem, which is related to the US dollar today. Because the United States balance of payments deficits on capital account have added to the world's reserves, but its recent deficits has created a sense of insecurity about the future. Now, when they themselves, that key currency nation itself, is facing deficit in international balance of payments means the confidence level in that dollar decreases in the international market. Okay, so that is the present situation which is faced by dollar. In short, when that situation arises, what happens is confidence in the dollar is weakening with the decline in America gold holdings. Okay, so American gold holdings is declining. That means they are losing what? They are losing the confidence in America dollar. The problem of bridging the gap in the US balance of payments is interlinked with the problem of international liquidity. See, if this deficit of balance of payment of US is not handled properly, then the international liquidity problem also will not be solved. Okay. See, to avoid the danger, the balance of payment deficit of USA has to be reduced. If their deficits increase, they will also take some actions, isn't it? They will see that their payments are cleared and they will withdraw US dollars from other countries or from international trade. So to avoid this danger, the balance of payments deficit of the USA has to be reduced, and if she reduces this deficit to that extent, world's liquidity reserves will also be reduced under the present international monetary system. So their deficit is also adding to international balance of payments deficit. So if America handles her balance of payments deficit in a proper way, the world's international balance of payments also will reduce. So another repercussion is that when the United States will reduce its grants of loans to newly developing countries in order to improve her balance of payments, these countries will also have to make undesirable cuts in their development programs. The problem of bridging the gap in the US balance of payments is thus interlinked with the problem of internal liquidity. See, if US wants to balance its deficit of international payment, what it will do is it will see that it will have its own currencies and it will clear its deficit by using its currencies by withdrawing it from other countries and clearing of their balance of payments. And whatever funding America was doing with regarding to by giving loans to other developing countries, all that will be reduced. When it is reduced to clear off their payments, so to clear off their payments, they may reduce the funding or loans giving to other developing countries and other underdeveloped countries. So when that happens, then too international liquidity will come down, because the developing countries, instead of concentrating on international trade, they will also see that their local resources are used and local trade carries on smoothly. So international liquidity will be hampered if US starts to balance its deficit of payments. So this problem is a very complex issue. Therefore, this issue of US deficit of international balance of payments has to be tackled. If not, it will have repercussions throughout the globe or throughout international trade. Okay, thus the real problem of international liquidity is to remove the existing maldistribution of international reserves and to enable the newly developing countries to pay for the developmental imports. The problem of liquidity would not have been so acute had the world trade been having a balanced expansion. But unfortunately, it has been observed that in the recent years, the upward trend in payments imbalances was by and large of the same order as the increase in world trade. This means that if no solution is found to improve the reserve position of the countries of the world, they would in sheer self-protection have to devise measures to prevent a deficit affecting a breakdown of growing international trade and prosperity. Okay. Thank you.